Here we are in Burlington, Ontario, at the home of EcoSynthetix. This is a Canadian success story, and I want to emphasize a Michigan success story as well. Two graduates from the University of Waterloo who discovered a whole new range of products. Their first product was EcoSphere, which goes into the pulp and paper companies around the world to create shiny paper. You look at paper, you think of a newspaper, but think of the shiny, your National Geographic, your Economist, something like that. How do we make that shiny paper? Well, now we're making a lot of it from corn. This company has manufacturing facilities in the United States, in the Netherlands, and importantly, all their research is done here in Burlington, Ontario. Their product is going to the world.
So Stephen Bloomberg and myself were the co-founders of EcoSynthetix. We started this company essentially 15 years after graduating from university. So we studied together, and 15 years later, Stephen came up with the idea and presented it to me. And we started EcoSynthetix at that point. We're seeing a lot of good things happen with plastics, but there's also a lot of downsides. And so, for example, they're not terribly good for the environment. So he came up with an idea to make environmentally friendly polymers for adhesives and plastics applications. But the crops we're generally involved with are starch from corn, starch from potatoes, starch from tapioca, proteins from soybeans. We're now starting to look at fibers from a variety of different biomass crops to incorporate our products. We source other bio-based feedstocks. We got our first customer in Brazil, our second customer in Japan, our third customer in the United States. We got our, last year we got our first customer in Canada, I'm proud to say. So out of the 30-odd customers we have today, one is in Canada, the rest is abroad. So 95% plus of our sales are internationally. Most of the customers we have today are large paper and paperboard producers. We're now pushing into new markets, and again, even in the wood composite space, most of the players are very large. Overall, we've been very successful at what we did. We took an idea, literally on a piece of paper, all the way to a successful IPO and raised $100 million 2 years ago on the TSX. That in itself is a chance of 1 in 10,000. So that in itself is beating the odds, and we just announced last year's revenues of 22 million. So to take it from 0 to 22 million in roughly 5 years is a good start. Our vision is to become a much bigger company, to grow this over time. We see the need, we see the way to do it. We are doing it in a way that gives high performance at the same or lower price than what we're replacing. So there's an economic incentive to actually make the change. And so we believe that the future is really bright. It's a very tough field, like to invent all these new chemistries. I mean, if you look at the $4 trillion market slice, only 10% can be covered by technology that we know about today, that have been invented in the last 10 years or so. The rest remains. So an incredible amount of innovation and invention has to be done. There's only so much we can do. We're more focused on applied research here, so making products that can be launched into marketplaces. Inevitably, you run into more fundamental chemistry problems, and to solve those, we've chosen to do it in a collaborative, open innovation way with the Canadian universities. And we've got programs with all of those universities to work on fundamental chemistry issues, to get grad students working on our products, and it's a great feeder mechanism for us for future employees, and that's working extremely well. So those are the kind of partners on the chemistry side that we need. On the other side, we're looking for large industrial partners to partner up with us. Ultimately, we don't see ourselves as competitors to the petrochemical guys. We're looking to partner up with them and to offer innovative hybrid solutions that can be taken to the industry and satisfy the demands of our customers. I love this business. I think this is great. It's a real passion. I had built businesses before that were based on products that were invented by others. Yeah, that's also satisfying, but nowhere near as satisfying as this, where you can start a business with a school buddy and do something that's really good for society.